He's the current series leader. Of course, that's how it's going to go down. Hannes, though, following very closely now. Is he going to close it down, or is he going to just block? It looks like it's going to be a block now. As Diner is going at 1 second, he's got a gap now. It's going to be up to Lamanche to seriously close this down. Let's get it from the top here, as we're going to be able to see exactly what the gaps are. Lamanche, 9.3 watts per kilogram, coming by like a freight train. Looks like Lamanche might have this Diner trying to grab on the wheel. Here comes Hannes out of Austria, trying to make it to the line. Looks like Hannes absolutely killing it. Severe coaching. Looks like it's going to take it for the win, but this is about the points for the series, as well as Lamanche closes it down then, and it looks like Lamanche will get the better of Diner now out on course, and that might be a little bit of disruption in the series overall, as it looks like win for the day, but perhaps a little bit of I don't know, with the rankings, how much less did Diner get because he took third rather than second? And but at the same time, a win is a win, and so congratulations to Hannes, followed by Lamanche and then Diner across the line.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Little bit of a throwback to some of the SZR there. That was from February 1st, 2017 in the Winter Series. SZR series always, and races, always some great stuff that they put together for us. Really good to have all those replays that you guys can actually find over on our YouTube as well as our Twitch. But welcome everybody to the Zwift Community Live broadcast of the SZR Summer Races. Today we're going to be doing 4 laps of the reverse flat Watopia. Riders are lined up and getting ready to head out on course in just a moment here, about 2 minutes or so to the start of the race. To go back, though, to a little bit of a conversation about what has gone down in the Winter Series, as well as what we're about to have out in front of us today. As usual, the race rules today are you got to have SZR in your names. Power-ups are disabled in the event module, so no power-ups are allowed today in this race. No TT bikes will be available as well. Power meter and smart trainer winners take category wins. Z-Power races will not be available to take podium places, so no podium places for Z-Power. Heart monitors are compulsory for category A and B riders. Categories are as normal as most Zwift racers have been. 4 watts per kilogram or higher. A category riders. B are 3.2 to 3.99. C category is 2.5 to 3.19. And D category 2.49 and under. You can also put a W in your name if you want to be registered amongst the female riders who would like a separate category. All of the results will be listed on zwiftpower.com. About 57 seconds to start. We are going to go through a little bit of the Winter Series. Philip Diner took the win in the A category, followed by Standa Komaric and Joachim Sordgren. That's your top 3 in the A category. Amongst the Bs, it was Mark Holkloff, followed by Steve Nordstrom and Jonathan Blomqvist. I do believe Jonathan is racing today. I thought I saw him jump in to the riders list. In the C category, Patrick Harvey, followed by Hakan Gross, and then Dennis Westman. That's your top 3 in the C category. For the D category, it was Joachim Osterman, Mikhail Lisha, and an unknown for third. Interesting, for 47 points. And then in the women's category, Michelle East for the BRT team. Nice job to her for the win. Tina Boyne Frankenheim from the KISS Racing team. Then Agnita Lungblad for third place. Nice job to her coming out of Sweden. 2 and 1. The racers are heading out right now. We're going to follow them along. We actually have 2 different feeds for them. We're going to try and catch the B as well as the A category race, so I'm going to be following a few of the B racers as well as the A category racers. We do see right from the get-go, though, let's go ahead and head right into the race here, and right from the get-go, we do see Mr. BJ Alfonso, actually, from the PTZ team, right up front, actually. And then we do have, coming out of Ireland here, McAllister Kiss I think is what he was trying to go for there at 145 beats per minute. And L Bike Ninja right on his wheel as well. A little ways back then in the pack here. Let's go ahead and see. We do have in the B category race, Patterson, who's trying to hang on there as well at our other feed here. So Patterson here following closely to Blomqvist, but he's right up toward the front of the race as well. It looks like here Blomqvist, Thander, and then Iceman Atwell, and it looks like Rung here out of Germany at 5.5 watts per kilogram starting to make his way to the front of the race. 6.1 watts per kilogram coming from Patterson to hang on to this group, but up toward the front of the group right now it is going to be Lund out of Denmark, who is actually the one who is pushing the pace here at the front of this race right now. So it looks like M. Lund here out of Denmark, 4.7 watts per kilogram right on his wheel. It looks like GUI coming from the PTZ team out of Portugal, actually, with that Portuguese flag, actually. So Iceman here out of Germany. We do have a little bit of split in the field with Atwell, Blomqvist right at the back here. Komaric is here, actually, from that BRT team. We were just talking about him taking second place in the SZR winter series. So good to see him hanging out in the race today. Let's go ahead and see if we can get some in-game sound going on here, as I don't think we had anything coming through there just yet. A little bit of rain and some tires moving along, as we can see now. So it does look like a rider took a left-hand turn, a right-hand turn there. That was a part of the race. That was interesting. So it does look like one rider did take a right-hand turn toward the volcano just a moment ago. So I wonder if that they did leave the race or if there was some sort of a bug there. But somebody did take a right-hand turn into the volcano course. So that's pretty interesting. But we'll see if that does change at all, or if there's any reports at all of that being maybe a bug that some people are experiencing. We do have here for the main chase right now, N. Grudzine now making the main chase. He is actually marked as a C category rider, as you can see here with Carlson and Shire right on his wheel. So it does look like Grunson and Shire are going to be making that chase with about 2 seconds back though for Shire with Hinsley, and then Koss just a little ways back with Berger and Humble, it looks like, from Sweden here, actually looking like he's getting a little bit of mechanical, and the riders are starting to walk away from him little by little. But in the B and the C category race, it does look like there is a serious chase going on here. But up front in the lead now, we do have a few B and A riders now making their way about 17 seconds up from those boys. Rung here at 3.8 watts per kilogram, Atwell, Komaric, and Schultz, followed by Fitzpatrick and then Petit. It does look like McAllister's in there as well. A large group of about 20 riders or so as they make their way for the first time through the sprint section out on course. I'm going to take a right-hand turn in just a moment here onto Ocean Boulevard, and things are most likely going to be mainly Grupo Compacto until that moment. So let's go ahead and start opening up some of the social media integration. If you guys want to, you can go ahead and tweet over to @ZCommunityLive, and we will have that up for your for all of your tweets and communication with us. We can love to bring those in and chat at us if you like, to let us know what you think of the broadcast, what kind of questions you might have, or just show us your setup that you are rocking in order to hang out on Zwift and maybe even race the SZR summer races today. I don't know if anybody's going to be taking any selfies, though, with the heart rates that we are seeing coming from these riders right now as they head through the Italian village here. We do see McAllister here, 149 beats per minute. It looks like things are pretty calm, actually. 142. I think it's perfect time, actually, for a selfie out on Zwift right now. We are seeing just any my Swift ride. Guillermo Cordero is saying, good to see you hanging out over at the Face of the Book. Just a quick little reminder for everybody, we are over on the Twitch right now. On Twitch right now. So if you guys are looking for a high quality broadcast, you can head on over there and get 1080p, as well as a whole lot of chat that I believe boys are bringing through. Frank the Tank is saying, S. Roach representing Roanoke, a junior recovering from an injury. Thanks so much for that. I really appreciate you giving me that information. S. Roach here. So I'm being told, coming out of the USA, a junior rider coming back from injury and using Zwift in order to do so. So that's pretty awesome to hear. Looking through here, we are seeing a little bit of conversation here between some of the boys. Nice hat, Frank the Saint is saying. Yep, the Starlight, of course. Starlight bicycles, they rock. Let me use one of their bikes when I was in Roanoke to hammer away with Mr. Wadsworth and a few others for the day. Atwell here now, coming out of the UK, 3.8. Everybody's pretty calm now at this point. There is a new flag in game. I am completely unfamiliar with this flag, actually. If anybody knows what that is, I'm going to look up Fitzpatrick right now. How's it going, Rogers? Good to see you at the channel. I'm going to look up this flag on the live tab right now over at zwiftpower.com and see what's up with Fitzpatrick and what country he is coming from here. I am seeing Panama, actually. Panama is the country with the red, white, and blue there with a couple of stars in each corner. So if you did not know, new flag that I have not seen in Zwift before is Panama. And he is doing pretty well here at 171 beats per minute. Fitzpatrick looks like has put out about 3.0 watts per kilogram. I'm sorry, no, 5.0 watts per kilogram up to the green sprint banner. Definitely a solid effort so far. He does not have any max heart rate information, actually. I'm seeing Zwift results a total of 10 for them, but no information in the zwiftpower.com for those results. I think he has not connected his Strava just yet, but he took a second in the WBR 4-lap race, actually, and a 5th in the KISS America's 100-kilometer race. That is a huge result. 5th place amongst those boys is absolutely huge. Definitely want to watch out for this rider today, as Fitzpatrick Spirit RT is maybe one to watch out for on the climb on the forward Watopia when they do, or actually no, they're not going to be hitting that. It's all flat today, excuse me, flat reverse. So the only time that they can really get away will be that 3% gradient, probably out of Ocean Boulevard, as well as the Essies with the little kicks that we do have there. Somebody's going to have to throw it down on the line here. We're going to have a lot of Grupo Compacto riding today. Roach here, 181 beats per minute, as you can see here. Fitzpatrick, 168. Atwell up toward the front, 156. Pettit here out of France, 147. Everything's pretty chill right now as we're taking a look at this lead group. Let's go ahead and see what's happening with the chase group then. That's about, it looks like 37 seconds back, containing not the leaders in the B, as the leaders in the B group did get away from this main group. So let's go ahead and bring them in, but we do have, it looks like M. Baker with Thander, BJ Alfonso, and Carl Stum out of Sweden. A group of 4 here. Trading poles at about 3.3, 3.7 watts per kilogram. Up at the front of the race, they're doing about the same. 4.0 for McAllister. Iceman heading to the front for a solid 4.5 or so from the German rider. So definitely some solid efforts here coming from the boys at the front that are probably going to be holding them off. Frank the Tank is saying, let's see here, says Mansky is saying Fitzpatrick is a great Panamanian name. I took 5th in the KISS 100Bs, says Mansky saying. I was the last finisher on the road in any category. Definitely a difficult race. Probably because I had to stop to go to the bathroom. Excuses, what Frank the Tank is saying. And shots have been fired. Good to see Martin hanging out in the chat. The race organizer hanging out over at the Twitch chat. Good to see you there. So looking at the race now for the B category, this is your main chase group for the Bs. A little ways back, we do have Shire here, who did fall off terms on the GoGo Power Rangers out of Belgium, just 4.3 watts or 4.3 miles into the race right now. We'll go ahead and change that up to K's for all of you out there. It's not good. The U is not working. The U is not working, so you get kilometers on one feed, and you're going to have to deal with miles on the other. So back to the front of the race, though, we do have, it looks like, Rung here, along with McAllister, 4.7 watts per kilogram coming from Rung. Chatting about that Roach boy coming out of Roanoke, 178 beats per minute, hanging tough here, it looks like, 7.9 kilometers into the race so far. Who is the PTZ boy here? It looks like hanging in here. It is Dot at GUI. 4.1, 4.0 watts per kilogram, 171 beats per minute. Not a rider that I'm super familiar with, so definitely going to want to keep eyes on him and see where he has been finishing as of recently. That new PTZ kit looking really good in game. Good to see that they've got that in there after a long time of hashtags and all kinds of other things going on in order to try and get things moving. But we do have GUI here. Looks like 197 beats per minute is his max, and hitting at 170 right now. So GUI is De Rosa out of Portugal, 75 races total. Took a 7th in the XRS race actually just yesterday. A win in the P race though back on the 8th. So definitely somebody to be watching out for there, it looks like, maybe in this race today. As far as the big hitters go today, I do think that we're going to watch out for Fitzpatrick. Maybe the Comrec is definitely here. So the BRT rider, one of the favorites I would think today to take the win, hanging out on the orange Tron bike. Definitely be watching out for him. But there are quite a few here that I am not completely familiar with, so definitely going to need to be watching the field as they kick out of this Ocean Boulevard into that 3% gradient they're about to hit right now. I have a feeling we're going to see a couple of attacks. It is 4 laps though out on course today, so 4 laps on the flat course, definitely a longer race. And we do see an attack here coming from Schultz here, 7.8 watts per kilogram, knowing that this is the one place out on course to make things happen. The Dutchman coming out of the Netherlands here, hammering away at 7.6 watts per kilogram. Looking over his shoulder, he does have Comrick, the teammate, following very closely. If him and Fitzpatrick and Comrick get away at this point, it might be GG for the rest of the field now. We do see Lund now following at 9.9 watts per kilogram, trying to escape from the rest of this field. We do look at the back here. We see H. Valley Pelou coming out of most likely French-Canadian territory as he falls off the back. 5.7 here coming from Henchman. Blomqvist, Rung now just a little ways back. Roach now doing everything he can to grab a wheel, 187 beats per minute. Looks like Comrick at 4.3 or so at the front here, 159, 158 beats per minute. Atwell now slowing things down. It's all going to come back together, looks like here, except for Viali. Poulia? I'm not positive, guys. I'm going to mess that up. I'm going to stop trying the French. Valley here, hammering away out of Canada, 6 seconds back now. But I do have Petit here with a counterattack, maybe. McAllister now at the front, 5.4. I don't think anyone's going much of anywhere again, as it is just flattened out, unless somebody completely goes nuclear at 203 beats per minute right now, coming from Blomqvist. Just trying to hang on, it looks like. Make sure that that wheel does not get away from you. You can see the gap starting to open up here, though. Who is the rider in the middle? Is that the Bike Ninja? No, it's actually Schultz here. Maybe trying to cause somebody to drop off, actually, as he lets a little bit of a gap go and then closes it down really quickly. Some serious team tactics, I think, taking place out here today. It looks like I. Patterson is actually not a part of the race. How come he is up there? That was interesting. There was somebody up front there for a second who was not actually up front, but looking through here, we do have a Henchman 1 second back. He's still on terms. Blomqvist, as we saw, 203 beats per minute, was unable to hold the pace, goes nuclear, and he's going to be waiting up for Valley. Hopefully be able to hold on even after going full blow-up mode here out there today. Gerard Delaporte is saying you is disabled in Zwift in the last update. Thank you so much for letting me know. I appreciate it very much, Gerard Delaporte. I wonder why they did that. It's interesting that they took out you as something you could use. Rung now, as they head into the Essies here, makes an attack, as you can see here. So definitely looking to try and break things apart. We are seeing that Scheer was able to get back with BJ Alfonso and a few others in the chase group, but this is a serious attack, I think, here coming from Rung. It's about 2 seconds up now. Comrick now, knowing that this is maybe a moment of truth out on course with Schultz, McAllister, Bike Ninja, and Iceman here trying to make the foul. Everybody up and out of the saddle, as you can see here. Looking at the wattages, I have a feeling a few more are going to bite the dust off the back here. Atwell following closely, 5.4 watts per kilogram on that Tron bike. It looks like 170 beats per minute coming from Atwell. Roach still hanging out, 186. We saw him in the 190s or so, but he's moving backwards slowly here. 6.5 now, 8.3 watts per kilogram. Looking for a wheel as Rung continues over the top of that first climb into the SEs. Iceman right back on his wheel. Schultz is there. McAllister is there. Fitzpatrick as well. Comrick. And looks like Run still got 1 second, but I think that's going to be closed down pretty quickly. But did he cause any mayhem at the back is the question, or was it all for nothing? We can see Rung there at the front of the group. There are little gaps here still, but everybody still seems to be and not going quite anywhere just yet. And Martin Jortvik is saying that was a great function. Why remove that? I have no idea. That's kind of interesting. That's no longer working in game. We are seeing now McAllister, Rung, Pettit all up at the front. I think there might be some counterattacks. Hunchman now maybe sensing things about to get crazy. Kicks it back into that 8 watts per kilogram. Roach now right back onto the wheels. Not quite there though, it looks like. Henchman 2.8, 6 meters back, 5 meters back, has to grab that wheel, and they're going to speed up again as soon as he grabs that wheel and looks to get a little bit of respite. I'm not sure he's going to be able to hang on just yet. It looks like Roach still steady and in and amongst this group. All right, let's go ahead and move our way back here to the chase group. We do have a chase group of 2. It looks like that does contain Shire and BJ Alfonso. Alfonso here hanging in on the wheel, 2.2 watts per kilogram. Shire now getting away from him a little bit, actually. And it's out to 5 meters. He's going to have to grab that wheel very quickly as the Power Rangers starting to put the hurt on for Mr. Alfonso here. Karlstrom is there with Baker as well as Thander, about 16, 17 seconds back. So if they work together well, it looks like Karlstrom and Baker and Thander sitting in the 3rd chase group out on course might be able to pull back into Shire and Alfonso. Alfonso now no longer able to hold on to the Power Ranger as he walks away at 4.4 all day long. Looks like he's just set it at some sort of speed and is just going to be hanging on to those watts all day long. On the front there, BJ Alfonso now 4.3 watts per kilogram. Going to be waiting up, it looks like, for Baker, Thander, and Karlsson out of Sweden. So that is the situation for the chase group. Looks like BJ 3.6 here, 169 beats per minute. Going to be battling it out for somewhere in the top 10 for the B category. There's another chase group a little ways behind them, Berger, along with Niles Johansson and Carlson. Large chase group actually riders that most likely will catch Thander and Baker, I would think, if they start working together. But Thander and Baker, those boys do have a solid 3.4, 4.0 at the front. I'm not sure if the group behind is going to be able to catch them unless they start working together, throwing down a solid 4.0, 3.0 at the front of that chase group. They got to trade poles over threshold. That's what it's all about when you're making the chase, boys and girls. You have to trade poles or it is GG if you do not do so. So back to the front of the race, we do see McAllister again, 1.0, looks like 5.0 watts per kilogram on the front. Did have a little bit of a gap, but it isn't going anywhere just yet as they did make their way through the sprint section. It looks like L Bike Ninja was the next one to bite the dust out there. 3.2 watts per kilogram, 160 beats per minute. Looks like he might be getting some dropouts with some flat tires. Maybe he can figure out the issue there, get the team car to bring it up a new wheel or something so that he no longer gets those. Fitzpatrick and Rung now up at the front. Now Rung keeps on being the instigator here, up into 8.6 watts per kilogram or so on this second lap of 4. Going to be a long day of racing today, boys and girls. Over an hour most likely, or right around 1 hour or so, as Rung kicks it in that 6.5 watts per kilogram, 174 beats per minute. McAllister now 5.7, Pettit now 5.1, Iceman following closely there, Fitzpatrick, Henchman, Lund, Comrick. We do see Lund now kicking again, maybe thinking that this is a moment that he needs to just go. Is somebody going to close it down to Rung? Everybody is under 5.0 as Rung just starts to walk away little by little. 4.4, 4.1 watts per kilogram. If the gap continues to go out, this may be a threat. And the way that you want to close this down is you want to actually go from a little, like from when the rider gets enough of a gap that you can close it down without dragging people along with you. You want to kick from the group though. Kick into that 8 watts per kilogram, create immediate distance between yourself and the other riders so that they cannot get the drag race draft from you right back up to them, and it's all Grupo Compacto again. If you actually want to get with the brake and cause the brake to actually work together, you have to do it that way. Somehow I'm with Patterson here. I have no idea what just happened there, so we're going to go ahead and get back to the chase group as somehow Patterson was given to us as the rider up ahead. So we're back up toward the front of the race here. We do have Rung here, still 7 seconds up. And looking over his shoulder, you can see the chase there, trying to chase him down here, 5.4 watts per kilogram or so. And get out of this area with my avatar. It's too bad. We were all good to go with two different setups, and for some reason, we left the group there and ended up back on my avatar. I have no idea what happened there, but I am looking at, actually speaking of, it just happened to be, as we are looking at Rung here, Pattison is like a bugged rider out on course. He keeps ended up in the middle of all these boys as he was the one that took the right-hand turn and is still a part of the module, but took a right-hand turn into the volcano, so that's why it's showing him actually. But we are looking at Rung here. It does look like still has 12 seconds up the front actually, so good to see him still able to hang on to this gap. Solid effort here coming from Rung. 11 seconds, nobody chasing him down just yet. We are going to go ahead and use Mr. Philip Diner actually is out on course, the winner of the SZR race series, winter race series. Good to see him. Does have PRS in his name though, so he's not a part of this race. We're going to see if he can turn us around and get us into the front of the race here. Out on course today for the SZR race, but this is the front of the race here that we got from our other feed. We'll see if now we're a part of some other race though. I'm not even sure what race it is. Out on course here with the ZTR ZHR or something. I think they're coming down the mountain, if that was what they were doing today. We'll go ahead and see if we can grab the front though of the chase in the SZR, and there is Shire. We went ahead and found him. This is the front of the chase. BJ Alfonso as well, we went ahead and found him. So here's BJ Alfonso. He is making the chase solid here, about 25 seconds up, still up from DeCoss and Niall Johansson Baker. They're all together though. 25 seconds. Can he hold them off? 3.4, 3.5 watts per kilogram. It does look like Thander and Niall Johansson as well as Hinsley here, 23 seconds back. They're only putting out 3.7 or so. BJ here at 157 beats per minute may be able to hold them off steady here on that Tron bike. We'll have to see if they're able to make that happen. But back to the front of the race here, we do have Rung here still hammering away at a solid 4.9 watts per kilogram, heading down into the underwater tunnel right now on Ocean Boulevard, pulling out 13 seconds now over Comarack, who's at the front here at 3.6. Rung is walking away with this one, it looks like. And let's hear your predictions here with about 2+ laps to go. Will Rung be able to hold this off all the way to the finish line? We'll have to wait and see here. Johnny Nobbit says, go SZR Racers, go. Good to see you, Johnny, hanging out over at the face of the book right now. As you can see, we're seeing, let's see if we do have a couple of shares going on here. Jonathan Noblet, get on it. All right, looking through here, we are seeing here then... I read that it is causing some issues in software, so they took it out. It is maybe not coming back. Gerard Deporte is saying over at Zwift Community Live's Twitch feed. So I guess it sounds like there is an issue with the U switch that is causing the feed some bugs or something. So interesting to hear that's why they took out the U there. BJ Alfonso saying, GUI de Rosa, just sending my Zwift ride, Salusa desde Mexico. I do not know what you were saying there. I do not speak Spanish, wish I did, but probably pronouncing all that completely incorrectly as well. Looking toward the front now, we do have Rung now, 4.7 watts per kilogram, coming out of Germany, 13 seconds up still. And it hasn't really caused any kind of mayhem in the group, actually. As you can see, still 4.5 watts per kilogram, 172 beats per minute. I think a few of their heart rates have been risen up, though, because of the attack at the front from Rung. But Rung just continues to go 5.3 watts per kilogram, getting away from these boys right now. Looking at ZwiftPower.com, it does look like Rung maxes out at 185, so we are seeing 170 right around. It looks like a threshold effort right now for him. 4.6 watts per kilogram is what he's put out for the duration. 14 races out on Zwift, estimated FTP of 386 it looks like, and he took a 50, we were saying, in the XRS Tuesday night Worlds race yesterday. In the 30th, he also took a 5th. He took a 2nd in that same race series, actually, on the 21st of March, and a 3rd in the WBR one flat. Only 8 entries actually we are seeing for his Zwift results. For Strava results, he's got a whole bunch of XRS. Is actually what he's focused on. So this is actually a jump into a race he doesn't usually do. Looking a little ways back, we do see Comric now. This is what we were talking about. Trying to make the catch very quickly and decisively and not bringing anyone with you is what it's all about when there is somebody off the front like this. 9 seconds is the difference. Iceman is trying to close it down to Comric there. Comric does have a 1 second gap. There is no draft on him. As you can see, no draft on any of these riders making the pole. Henchman, McAllister always at that steady eddy here, 5.4, 5.0 or so. Petite still trying to make sure that nobody grabs his wheel. Maybe get together with Iceman and Comric and make that close. But it looks like McAllister here, along with GUI and Henchman, Schultz, not sure they're going to be able to do it. They have to throw down a solid 5 to 6 watts per kilogram all the way through as they make the check. McAllister's almost back on terms, but 159 beats per minute. What's McAllister max out at? That is a crazy low heart rate, but the highest that we've ever seen from him is a 171, so definitely up into a threshold or so. Geraldo Port is saying, how do we know what races you will broadcast? I would like to plan so I can ride one of them. Ride on. So Geraldo Port, make sure to check out ZwiftCommunityLive.com. Usually we have a schedule up on ZwiftCommunityLive.com. We'll also update here on the it's actually just an embed right now of the stream. So because it's just an embed in the stream, you will not have the schedule. If you click on schedule, no, it does not go to the schedule right now. So we'll try and get a schedule up for you, but we'll also update it here on the Twitch channel. We'll go ahead and embed a schedule here as well. So always Twitch channel as well as ZwiftCommunityLive.com is where you can find all of that information. So McAllister and Rung, it looks like actually McAllister did make the catch with Iceman and Petite. Comric, Atwell, 2 laps to go. And nobody dropped off from the chase group from that. And all that happened was 6 seconds was brought back from the 12 to 13 seconds that they had over the top of, or Rung had over the top of that chase group. So solid effort there from, it looks like, the chase group to close that down, but Rung still off the front here. Has not been caught, and I think a few of the riders will be looking for a little bit of reprieve at this point. 5.0 watts per kilogram or so. Looking like Schultz now from the BRT team, as well as Atwell and GUI 175, Atwell 172, Henchman 155. Lund here, no heart rate, unable to take a W from that though. So we do have Fitzpatrick. Comric now attacking again after a little bit of reprieve, and we are seeing Rung here 6.2 or so watts per kilogram. Still getting away, 179 though, trying to hold off these boys and kicking in the orange again. They're trying to make it so that the whole pack does not come with, but it looks like that's just not going to happen today. About 4 seconds up. Now Petite here almost back on terms, actually getting dropped off now. It looks like Comric and Eisman now getting away. This is the moment right here, I think, here, boys and girls. If they get together with Rung and these three start working together and there's still that 2 seconds between Petite and them, it's going to be GG, game over for the rest of the chaser, I think. I do not think the power is there from the rest of the group. McAllister here, though, out of Ireland, may be the steady Eddie TT effort here that they're all looking for to stay on terms, but he does have 12 seconds, 13 meters now over the group that's behind here, and so that is not going to do any good for that group as McAllister now tries to make that chase back to that front group. Atwell now at the front. Actually, no, GUI PTZ here trying to make it happen with Lund as well, but it is out to 3 seconds, 5 seconds. These boys might be gone at this point now, as it's going to be Petite, Rung, Comric, Iceman, as well as McAllister, almost right back on terms, and we do have a lead group now being established of 5 riders at the front with a little over a lap and a half to go. Looking back will be Atwell trying to make that chase, but I think they've given up the ghost at this point. Nope, Fitzpatrick here. This rider did take, I think, a second. They was somewhere in the podium, actually, for a solid ride in the ZTR races. He does not want to give up just yet, kicking in the 7 watts per kilogram as they make their way through the finish of the Essies, but it's gone out to 7 seconds, and they know they have the gap now at this point, so they're going to start pushing it looks like, to try and increase that gap now. And this is the point at which you do have the motivation to work together. You do want to start pushing and trying to keep that gap going out in order to try and make sure that nobody is able to get back on terms with you. It is only 5 seconds, so is the difference. Lund now trying to kick again, but Iceman now 4.1 watts per kilogram. And as you can see here, The gap continues to go out, and I think it is curtains for that chase group now. Looking back a little ways, though, we do have, it looks like Blomquist has pulled over on the side of the road, actually, which is interesting, along with a few others. Looking through here, looking for, I believe it is going to be Thander, Hinsley, BJ Alfonso. They're all making their way through the start-finish line, actually, for the main chase group out there today. So we'll leave the front runners as that main group starts to establish itself. And we are looking now at the main chase group here with N. Nile, Berger, Carlson, Koss. We do have Baker, and suddenly we are on C. Kerr. Not sure what happened there, but we do have, okay, it looks like Karlstrom now making his way to the S's here with Koss and Baker, Hinsley, Grunzen. Large chase group in the B category. Does look like Atwell is a B rider today. I'm not sure if that's correct, though, as he is putting out some solid numbers. Let's go ahead and make sure that that is correct, being a part of that front group. Atwell throwing down 4.1 watts per kilogram, so he's right on the edge here. It has been over 20 minutes, so it's supposed to be based off of your best 20-minute effort. 4.1 watts per kilogram from Atwell there. He may be getting an upgrade out of the B category today. We'll have to wait and see if that does happen. But looking through here, we do see that it is going to be the lead of the B category then is going to be Hinsley, Thander, Alfonso, Grunzen in the C category, but maybe get an upgrade today, Baker and Niall Johnson. So this is the lead B category right now, unless Atwell does fall under that 4.0 watts per kilogram or so. But up at the front now, we are seeing it going out with Iceman, Rung, and Petit and Comrick. It does look like Iceman now with another attack with about a lap and a half to go. Let's go ahead and get that action going into the Ocean Boulevard as Iceman gets a little bit of a gap between himself and the rest of the riders. 1 second between Petit and Rung. Now Petit getting right back on turn. Almost there. It does look like it is still 8 meters, so it does not have the draft yet as Iceman continues to pull. 450, 5.5 watts per kilogram. Killer effort here coming from the German rider as Rung, his fellow countryman, just hangs on to the wheel now. And looks like Iceman kicking again and to that 6+ watts per kilogram, but it looks like McAllister does pull it right back in with Comrick and Petit. So this again is all Grupo Compacto between these 5 lead riders today. Again, if you're watching over on the Facebook as well as if you'd like to interact with us on Twitter, you can do so by @ZCommunityLive, or I can also bring in your chat from the Facebook as well. Ao Cheng Lee said, he said hello from Mexico. Thank you so much for translating for me. I really appreciate it. Frederick Nordquist is saying, usually ride the SZR races, but can't join today. My man cold will not go away. Sorry to hear, Frederick Nordquist. Always good to see you out on course, though. Definitely recognize the name. So looking at the front of the A category, they've got a lap and a half to go. They have 43 seconds over Atwell, Henchman, Schultz, and Lund, as you guys can see here. For the B category, the riders are, the front of that race, are just coming through the sprint section. Out on course here with about a little over a lap and a half to go or so. Valley Poulet coming out of Canada does have about a minute over this chase group. Does look like Karlstrom is actually making a little bit of attack here as BJ Alfonso sits in at 3.5 watts per kilogram. Did see a 0 from him for a second there. Doesn't think Karlstrom's going to go anywhere just yet, I think, as that was on a downhill section, and usually the group does chase things down pretty quickly as the riders behind get that draft and kick right on through. Karlstrom now dropping to 3.0 watts per kilogram or so. We are seeing, it looks like, Neil Johansson. Solid effort here, 2.9 watts per kilogram. Let's go ahead and take a look at a few of these riders' past results for the B category. I am seeing S. Thander is still in there, I believe, coming out of Sweden. A 9th, a 15th, and a 29th, it looks like, in the past a couple of weeks here. Actually, just started racing again out on Zwift, it looks like. He did do the SZR Race Series race back on the 15th of February. So it's been about 2 months or so since he's raced. He's got 14 races out on Zwift, Stefan Thander, and looking to get maybe his best result ever in the B category, as he is a part of this lead group right now. Let's go ahead and get a solid look at Thander here. Thander 169 beats per minute, the max heart rate that we have seen from this rider looks to be 184 or so. So definitely working hard right now into a threshold effort or so, hanging on to BJ Alfonso's wheel there, as he is at 2.5 watts per kilogram, 165 beats per minute or so. Hinsley's there as well, 3.9. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what's going on with Hinsley. 181 is his max. He's about 20 beats under. We are seeing a 16th place for Hinsley coming out of the UK in recent days. 20 races out on Zwift. He did actually take a second in the Team Italy Gladiators race actually on 2 days ago, actually on Monday. And we are seeing a win in the Team Italy Specialissima race back on the 6th, just 6 days ago, back on last Tuesday then it would be. So solid results actually for him in those Team Italy races actually. A 19th in the XRS race that he did as a C category rider. So as a B category, doing pretty solid it looks like here. Hinsley coming out of the UK right now. Looking like, as far as chat goes, maybe a little quiet. Yeah, a little quiet over at the Twitch channel. You guys are all doing well. If you have any questions about Zwift, not sure what is going on here, this is a virtual cycling massive multiplayer online game in which all of these riders are competing with each other from their pain caves with actual power coming from their bicycles to move their avatars. This is not people using controllers right now in order to manipulate the avatars in game, besides the power that is coming from their legs. McAllister here now, 4.3 watts per kilogram steady. Rung has been caught, it looks like. And he was off the front for a little while there, but not happening any longer. Still 105 back, it looks like, to the chase group of Fitzpatrick, Schultz, and Henchman as they try and make that chase. It's going to be one lap to go as soon as they make their way out of the underground tunnel into the start-finish line. Big C Mac D, good to see you hanging out over at the Twitch channel as usual. TFC Rider, good to see you here. Speaking of that, we are shooting for the emotes, boys and girls. Hopefully we can get them over here on the Twitch channel as soon as possible. So just so you know, that may be something that is coming our way pretty soon in the world of Twitch. We'll see if we can make that happen. Here it is, the front of the race now. McAllister, Rung, Petit, Iceman, Comerick, all together. Let's start hearing your predictions for the win here today. In the A category, Rung 4.2 watts per kilogram, McAllister, Comerick, Petit, and Iceman. I am super familiar with Comerick. I've raced him before. Definitely a rider to watch out for. And Comerick, for the last few races, he took all second places, it looks like, in the last few races that he has done. So looking at Standa Comerick out of the Czech Republic, I'm seeing a WBR 3 hilly laps. That was actually earlier today, right before this, I think, and then followed up by WBR 1 ZWOZ. He actually took a bunch of wins actually on the 10th and on the 9th actually. KISS 100 race and the KISS Sunday Europe race. So Comerick, definitely somebody to be watching out for any time he is out on course. But Iceman is going. He's got 5 seconds, and I'm not sure they're going to want a sprint actually, is what it sounds like, or what it looks like, as well as what it sounds like from the chat here, as a big Mac D thinks that Comerick will take the sprint, but I think Rung here trying to pull things back in. Iceman, though, off the front, coming out of Germany here. Comerick might have his work cut out for him as the German rider starting to get away here. 18 races, riding for Rue Riders, it looks like. Took a win in WBR 4 lap, actually, yesterday, and a WBR Impact on Monday. And then the last race he did before that was a month before that, actually, the Friday Flanders Cycling actually race. So it's been a little while since he's been racing, so definitely maybe somebody to watch out for here today, as we do see Comric now sitting in with Petit, Rung, and McAllister. And Iceman, with 5 seconds over this group here, doesn't want it to come down to a sprint, as he's got 5 solid seconds. 34 meters. He's got to get those meters to go out of sight, though, if he wants to hold these boys off. 4.0, 3.6 watts per kilogram, 175 beats per minute coming from Rung here, trying to pull things back in, but it looks like it might be GG at this point. Can Iceman continue is the question here. Iceman beats out for a max at 166 is the highest that we've seen, so he definitely is right up into the edge of what he can handle for power right now. Iceman absolutely killing himself right now to hold these boys off. 5.3, 5.2 watts per kilogram. 1 lap to go. 1 lap to go with only 3 seconds, and it's not going out. How painful is that when you're putting out everything you can? You're over the wattage that the other boys are putting out, but you cannot gain any time over them as the group travels faster, working together, than you do out on course solo. Such, oh man, he's got to be just shaking his head right now going, come on, give me those seconds. He's throwing it all down right now, risking it all out on course, trying to hold these boys off, but it's just not going anywhere as McAllister continually pulls him in at a steady effort of 4.7, 4.8 watts per kilogram. The man coming out of Ireland here still steady, but now Iceman kicks it again. 6.5 watts per kilogram or so. Out of Germany now here. McAllister trying to hang on. Rung now going at 7.5 here, looking to try and close it down to his fellow countrymen. Maybe work together here. Comric maybe going to follow here. 7.2. Yep, here comes Comric. Solid effort. I think just sitting in, waiting for the sprint, as Big Mac D is saying. That may be the tactic today. We do have Iceman still off the front. 2 seconds. Rung here trying to close it down now. A kicks again. 24 miles per hour. We're seeing 26 though here coming from Rung, and then Comric 28. We'll be closing it down very quickly. Petit now 20 miles into this race, and solid efforts here all around, but McAllister now 3 seconds back. I think it's GG for that rider. Petit's gonna have to close this down now, as this is the moment of truth in the last lap. Iceman's still off the front now, 6.0 watts per kilogram. If these boys don't close it down to him right now, it looks like Iceman's got the water to give all day long as they start to fade and look for a little bit of reprieve to allow their legs to rest and get the energy back that they're gonna need in order to have any ability at the end of this race and not just fall off the back of Rung's steady effort here at the front here. So now Iceman kicking one more time, 9 watts per kilogram, 162 beats per minute. He's right up toward his max now, as he does max out at 166. This rider's not giving up. 4.4 watts per kilogram, 6 seconds out now. He's gonna have to hold it all the way to the end now, as these boys are starting to get a little bit organized, as Rung kicks again into 6.2 watts per kilogram and trying to break this field apart. 9.8 coming from Petit out of France here. Everybody's heart rate's just completely flying into the red now. Comric going, looking to drop these boys off into the orange numbers. Iceman still off the front, 4.4 watts per kilogram. Comric now closing it down, gonna be there. He's 16 meters off the front from Petit there, with Rung and Petit trying to chase it down. McAllister 6.2 off the back now. Not gonna be seeing these boys again, as the attacks are going back and forth. Iceman is very strong, but tough to hold off this group, and I have to agree with you there completely, but he's together with Comric now. If these two work together, I think it's going to be a battle to the line for Rung and Petit to even see them again as they make their way through the S's here. I have to agree with you there, though, Big Mac D. So, Iceman fading a little bit here as they make their way to the sprint banner. Rung back on terms with Petit. They allowed them to come back, rested up the legs. It was all good for them at that point. We do have 0 watts per kilogram coming from Comric. That's not something you usually see. Really looking to rest those legs up in that 157, 158 beats per minute. Comric, where does he max out at, actually, is the question, I think, as we look through here. Max heart rate I'm seeing right around the 170s or so. So definitely putting down a serious effort for Mr. Standard Comric. We have seen up in the 183s a couple of times, 194. So interesting heart rate plot there for Standa, as we're seeing 180s, 170s, but consistently 170 is the highest that we're getting from him. We'll have to maybe ask a few questions there coming from what's going on with that, with the heart rates being all over the place like that. Not seen. We've seen 1,010 watt. Let's see here. What's his highest here? We are seeing 1,226 15 second. That's insanity. Consistently in 82 kilograms. So it's just interesting. Just checking it out here, seeing what's going on with the heart rate. As we are looking at a 149 here. I'm assuming it's a pretty low heart rate max. The highest max heart rate we've seen from him was 194 back on the 5th of October. And then Tax World Championship actually back on the 16th. Took a 67th in that. It looks like 180, 191 in the SZR race series on the 19th. And then consistently lower after that. So we'll have to wait and see what's going on with that if we ask a few questions there. But rung here, 5.2 watts per kilogram with Petite, and then it looks like McAllister dropped off. So Iceman now off the front again. This guy is just relentless, completely relentless. 4.3 watts per kilogram, 5 seconds over Comrick, and he does not want that sprint that we've been talking about here between himself and the other riders, especially I believe Comrick that we're looking at here right now. Going to be a little bit Grupo Compacto now as they make that chase to Iceman. We can go back now, it looks like, to Koss, who's leading out the B group as they begin their on the lighter side of the island, it looks like here. As it's always night with the A racers right now, and it's always day, it looks like, with the B racers as they're at different times out on course here. But we do have Koss here leading it out with Carlson. Just a little ways up, actually. 3.6 watts per kilogram coming from N. Carlson in the SZR race here. 32 kilometers in total. Trying to get away from these boys. 169 beats per minute. Koss now here hammered away 162 with Karlström out of Sweden with Hensley Thander and then BJ Alfonso. They did catch Veli Paulet actually coming out of Canada there with M. Berger right on his wheel and Neil Johansson. Solid effort so far from all these riders. So this is still the main chase group, it looks like. The Bike Ninja, L Bike Ninja up front there. Wonder if he's going to be under the 4.0 watts per kilogram, as he did go with the front runners. And as you said, Mac D, Iceman again, 9 seconds off the front. 5.0 watts per kilogram, killing it right now. And 9 seconds is the biggest gap that he's having so far. If he can hold this and continue to open up this gap, actually, there will be no sprint finish. It will be enough time. He's got to get it out to 20 plus seconds, though, to not be closed down. 10 seconds can get taken out just like that on that last straightaway into the start-finish line, actually. So definitely going to need to put this out to about 20 seconds, but it looks like the motivation in the riders who are chasing is not super interested, actually, to pull at over 5 watts per kilogram, actually, as they're thinking about the riders right next to them and how strong that they will be to the line. Don't want to pull anybody right along with you, and that is what they are thinking about right now. Carl Craig saying, hi Nathan, what are your thoughts on ghosting all the non-racing riders? They don't really need to be seen on course, especially in, let's go ahead and see real quick here as I did not get the rest of that. Let's see, especially in busy races. Yeah, Carl Craig's, that I believe is coming down the line. And so I believe that has actually been announced by Zwift as something that is on its way. Just so you know, Carl Craigs, I believe that is on its way. So we are super excited once that will happen, where you will no longer be able to see the other riders, but other riders that are out on course will be able to see you, actually. So see the racers, as it's interesting to have racers out on course and be able to see what they're up to. Matthias Tyer saying, I would have a caravan with cars behind, and that would be kind of cool as well. So Iceman here. 1 plus to being on TT bike yesterday. No sticky drafts, says Mansky is saying over at the Twitch channel. If you haven't done so already, make sure to head on over to Twitch, boys and girls, and hit that follow button over there. The easiest way to get updates every time that we go live is to follow us on Twitch TV/Zwift Community Live. If you do that, there's also a great chat module or chat area over there that functions really, really well. And we are trying to grow the Twitch channel right now. So make sure you head on over there, hit that follow button, and you will get notifications sent to your email if you want to. You can also get them set to your Apple or Android devices anytime that we do go live with a race. Texas Toast is saying, I'd like to see Pettit in the chase group, but I think he will get dropped on the final roller. Iceman should stay away. Good prediction there, Texas Toast. I think you're right there. Iceman seems extremely strong right now. As we can see, 9 seconds, but I don't know, 9 seconds might not be enough. We do see Rung here kicking it again. We do see these attacks all the way into that little 3% uphill gradient, and it's going to tire these boys out, that's for sure. But if they get together with Iceman again, it may be a totally different story. And if Comrade gets dragged back up to these boys with these attacks, I'm not sure that Iceman's going to be able to hold off the sprint from Comrick if he's able to rest up. But now Iceman still continuing at 5.4 watts per kilogram. Petite is dropped off, just as you said, Texas Toast. Wow, what a prediction there from the Toast man. Nice job there, bud. But Iceman now 5.4 watts per kilogram, still at 5 seconds. He may be able to put this out a little bit more as these boys rest up their legs. Petite right back on terms then, though, as he dragged himself right back to those wheels. We're back out to 6 seconds again, as you can see. And Kev M. Stevens says, currently streaming to my plasma with the thumbs up. And Kev, I know I see you a lot over at the Facebook in the past, and it looks like you've swapped on over to the Twitch. Thanks a lot for doing so, buddy, and good to see you over here chatting. Streaming to the plasma. I love it on the big screen, Kev. So we are seeing, this is the situation here in the lead group. As we go to the helicopter there real quickly, I just want to see what's happening with the front of the B category. Does look like Hinsley and the others did catch the boy off the front there, so it is going to be Hinsley, Koss, BJ Alfonso, Neil. They're all still together here in this B category race as they make their way over toward Ocean Boulevard here. So this is the main group for the B category, as they did swallow up everybody except for Atwell, who is out the front still and is a part of the chase group for the A's, but we do not see them just yet. We'll have to wait and see for when they do come in for the finish. So there's the situation in the B category. Right back to the front of the A's, though, as Iceman kicks into the 3% gradient we've been talking about this whole time. Does have some wattage to give, actually, holding him off by about 3-4 seconds, but this is going to be a battle all the way to the line. Rung now kicking to 7.1 watts per kilogram. Kamrak has been dropped off, though. Boys and girls, one of the favorites today, one of the strongest men we've seen out on Zwift now, 6 seconds off as Rung, the Germans have thrown it down here today and have dropped him off. GG, it looks like, between Iceman, Rung, just kicking over and over and over again, have actually now put the coffin, a nail in the coffin here, it looks like, for Comrick, as Comrick goes all the way back to Pettit here. Now 17 seconds back. Looks like he's going to be in the battle for third, actually, as Rung now trying to chase down his fellow countryman now here, it looks like, in this SZR Summer Series race. What an amazing effort here. Iceman now 5.7 watts per kilogram, 162 beats per minute. Rung now 5 seconds back from him, now kicking one more time, trying to match those wattages, but they're going to have to go. And GG stands for good game, says Mansky wondering, what does GG stand for? And I've been saying it over and over again. GG stands for good game. Well played. GGWP. Good game, well played. If you ever see that in any game, you know that is what that stands for now. So a little bit of education there for the non-gamers in-house. 4 seconds is the difference here. Looks like Comrick is closing it down here pretty quickly, actually. 3 seconds now, but it looks like Iceman. Comrick now kicking as they come out here. 10 watts per kilogram. Petite trying to follow as Comrick's got 11 watts per kilogram to give, but it's out to 19, 24 seconds here. Rung with one last kick to the line, though. He's got 8 watts per kilogram to give as he's been saving up for this last moment. Will he be able to do it, though, as we've got the sights here? He's got him within the sight, but not going to happen. Look behind there. Look at Iceman up and out of the saddle. 8.3 watts per kilogram, but it's going to be Rung chasing to the line as Iceman crosses first place in this SZR series, Summer Series. Comrick now looks like trying to hold off Petite here, but Petite holding on to that wheel all the way to the line. Comrick goes again, though. It's going to be Comrick for third place today out here in the SZR Summer Series. Nice job to him. Petit now across the line in 4th place. McAllister now chasing him down. Let's go ahead and see if we can get back to McAllister. As McAllister's going to cross the line here for, looks like 5th place today for the Irishman. Nice job to him. We'll see if we can find our way to the boys that are making the chase for the rest of the top 10, but we do have the Bees here. As they're making their way to the line, we are still all Grupo Compacto. They're going past the, it looks like, windmill section out on course. We got Hinsley here giving us some shots. Everybody's pretty calm right now, waiting for that sprint finish, it looks like. Great ride by Iceman. Definitely awesome job. Bruce Forsyth lives. PJ Daly is saying, who the heck is that, man? Give me an education here. Educated Nathan Guerra needs to get on Twitter and let me know what is going on with Bruce. Who the heck is Bruce? Good call today, NG. Great context on individual riders. Thanks a lot. Appreciate that, Texas Toast. Appreciate it. We're trying to upgrade as much as we can. We actually have a lot more coming. Big shout out to Jonathan Noblet, who has a new baby, who's a week old, a little over a week old, I think, not even, and is doing like huge work from the shed in Edinburgh. You guys are about to see a lot more upgrades to the broadcasts thanks to him. But we did have a little upgrade. If you didn't notice, we are able to bring in 2 feeds right now. We will have 3 or 4 coming your way soon enough. But right now, we do see the Chase here group bringing their way in. It will be Henchman now hammering away out of Denmark now. 6.4 watts per kilometer. But it's going to be Schultz here coming like a rocket from the BRT team. Also, GUI from the PTZ team. And that white kit, that new white kit might be coming across real quickly and nip them all at the line. Looks like that's what's going to be happening here. Is it going to be Schultz? Is it going to be... No, it will be PTZ. And then right at the line, almost nipped him, but Atwell unable to do so with Lund there as well. Lund actually and Atwell really battling it out, but it was Fitzpatrick actually, who took 3rd amongst those boys. So it was Hench, followed by I think it was Schultz, and then Fitzpatrick. Those were your 3 across the line there. Solid efforts for all of them. So let's go ahead. Oh, and I didn't have the right feed up there. Didn't have the right feed up. Sorry, guys. I didn't switch them over. So we are looking at Hinsley and BJ Alfonso there still. Thander. But we got the call. So we were looking at the wrong feed. That's the one thing I'm going to have to watch out for. With the multiple feeds, we got to make sure that we swap the video over when we do have it. And I'm not that's the thing is that's the cool thing when we were at the Vegas event, that all I had to do was cast. All I had to do was be commentator, be talent. And when you are also director, sometimes you can mess things up a little bit. I was wondering what you were discussing, Bob Massa. Thanks a lot. Yeah, right. So sorry about that, you guys. Apologies that we missed that one. But we were so excited to catch the action. We did not get the boys coming in, but we do have Valley Palais here bringing it in toward the 3% uphill gradient. Growing pains. That's right. So I'm definitely not used to the multiple feeds just yet, and swapping between them. You mean by you, Kevin? Insane. It is growing pains. That is for sure. All right, we are going to try and get back into the event module with this chase group that we are watching right now. Because they are not in the event module for the avatar that we're watching with over there. So we'll see if we can get over to that section of course here in just a second. And if somebody can turn us over there, we'll see as we follow them in. I don't know how you find the riders so quick while talking. Nice job. Thanks a lot, Grido. I appreciate it. So Bike Ninja here, it looks like, is going to get us back into the module. As you can see here, Bike Ninja is making his way to the finish line. So this is Sol's Lone Chaser, but let's get back over to the action here as Berger and Alfonso now going off the front. Alfonso 2.5 watts per kilogram. Now, as you can see here, just 1 second up from Berger, he closes the gap now here with Carlson now about 2 seconds back. Hinsley now kicking one more time, trying to stay on Alfonso's wheel as he's been saving up, it looks like, 181 beats per minute, but then Hinsley 5.0 watts per kilogram. Carlson Now 2 seconds back, as it looks like Karlstrom and Thander and the rest of these boys are not going to be seeing the front of this race any longer. It's going to be Hinsley, BJ Alfonso, and Carlson going to be the main group up at the front now for this B category. Maybe win. We'll have to wait and see for the official results afterwards. But Berger is off the front by about 1 second coming out of Germany here. Will Alfonso be able to close it down with Hinsley? I'm not sure it's going to happen, as these riders are about to take that right-hand turn. And we'll be back with them in the event module and be able to close it down with no other riders out on course here. So we are back within the event module here. We'll go ahead and swap views here real quick. And now we are with, it looks like Berger here, 2 seconds off the front with Hinsley now 4.7, 4.2 watts per kilogram. Berger now 4.8 at the front. Hold them off by just 2 seconds. But will he be able to make this happen? As the kick is going to come here soon, but there are no power-ups. I'm not sure they're going to do it. They're going to have to go now or never, as we've got Carlson, Berger off the front. Is it going to be Berger or Carlson to the line here? Looking from the top view for that line. 177 beats per minute, 5.7 watts per kilogram. Doesn't look like Carlson's got any kick. Where's the kick from Carlson? Now comes 7.5 watts per kilogram, 8 watts per kilogram. Carlson's going to throw down. BJ Alfonso tries to make it happen, but takes third place, it looks like, amongst those boys in the B category. Carlson, Berger, BJ Alfonso is the finishing order. Hinsley, then DeCoste, I believe, Valet. And then another battle here, it looks like, between these boys. It will be Johansson, followed by Thander, and then Karlstrom to the line. Yeah, we are going to get the instant replays going as well. We do have the ability, so we'll try and get those going as soon as possible. I think if we get a feed coming from the productions man, we might be able to do that. Might be able to do that. So I do not have any C category riders just yet, so I think we are going to have to call it a day for the SZR, as they have no clue where those riders might be at out on course just yet. Let's go ahead and take a look though at the results, as the riders have finished up just recently. And thanks a lot, Matthias. Appreciate your compliment over at the Facebook. Really appreciate that, bud, on the commentary. So, ZipPower.com's taking a little while to update, it looks like. So we're going to have to wait, it looks like, for something to fix over there. So I'm not sure we're going to get anything for you guys anytime soon on that. I'm going to go ahead and see if we can find some more feeds here, as a lot of these riders are cooling down. This is one of the hardest ones to find again because of the turnoff. Just so you guys know, the turnoff makes it really, really difficult to find the rest of the SZR boys. But I believe we do have, it looks like, hints here for the C category, making his way to the line. I think this is for the W in the C category, followed by Russell, who's going to be taking, I think, second place in the C category today in the SZR. So nice job to those racers. Well, I can't give you official besides Iceman, Rung, and then Comerick, followed by Petit today, and then McAllister for your top 5. Let's go ahead and show you guys that real quickly. If you guys didn't know, ZipPower.com, head on over to ZipPower.com, and you can see all of the results. There's actually a mistake here by ZipPower.com. This is not correct here, as the negative 126 is actually the correct so we'll just have to wait for it to update and fix itself. But if you didn't know, also you can click on live video and live chat, and there is the broadcast as well, so you can get the live video and chat of everything that we are doing over at Twitch as well, if you want to watch the live results and then chat with people right here. And I can even put in a little hello, and there's Nathan Guerra chatting with everybody over here. So just so you guys know, that is available there as well. Looks like Atwell did put out 4.0 watts per kilogram. Get an upgrade, boys and girls. So it will be Berger, followed by BJ Alfonso, and then C. Hinsley for that B category. Nice job to those boys as well. I think that's going to be it for our SZR race coverage, boys and girls. Great job to all the racers out there today. It was pretty awesome. You guys want to see some of the other cool stuff that we're working on? Here, let's go ahead and show you guys this. So this guy's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and show you guys this cool guy as we can give you this shot. No, not that shot. That's a little too close. Maybe go out a little bit more. That's okay. Let's go ahead and see what this one looks like here. No. Yeah, there. That's pretty good. And we got that one. So we can clear it all out all together. But then my cursor is there. I need to get rid of that cursor somehow. But anyways, cool stuff that we're working on with some of the shots that we can bring you boys and girls. Zooms in, instant replays. They're all coming your way. Any questions? Please bring them our way right now. I will answer them. Good job. Very busy week as per usual. Yep. We've got, so next up tonight, the Wednesday, I believe it's a Watopia ride. If you want to check out information about that, head on over to Zwift.com/events. And that is going to be led by Mr. Scotty Weiss himself. Winner of the Roanoke event for the CVR World Cups, as well as Masters TT World Champion, excuse me, and the Road Race World Champion as well, Masters World Champion. Looks like Wednesday Volcano Ride, so WVR. Joined current Masters World Champion. Here we go. Let's go ahead and read this out, boys and girls. And it will be broadcast live here on Zwift Community Live, on our Twitch as well as our Facebook. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys some information on this real quickly. If you want to find that, head on over to Zwift's Facebook, and not their Facebook, their events. If you don't know how to find that, it's just Zwift.com/events. I'll go ahead and come in a little bit for you so you guys can see this really well. But Zwift.com/events. And you can find all their events over there that are going on. And tonight, 7 p.m. CDT, Wednesday Volcano Ride, 31 miles. Join current Master World Road and Time Trial Champion Scotty Weiss for a fast-paced group ride. It's not a race, but expect to go race pace. All are welcome, but no waiting for slow riders. This ride will be featured on Zwift Community Live broadcast. So it'll be on our Facebook. It will also be on our Twitch as well. Scotty also started his own Twitch channel. So make sure to go follow that, as he's going to be broadcasting a whole bunch over on Twitch. So that is the place to check them out, as well as a few other of the riders from the CVR World Cup. We're going to start broadcast. So you can watch all your favorite Zwift stars on Twitch. So we'll make sure to be linking all those to our Facebook and all our social medias and all those places. Frank the Tank saying 4 laps Volcano Flat for the WBR. Thanks a lot, Frank. Appreciate that very much. Nice Zoom, BJ Alfonso. Nice job today, BJ. That was a solid effort out there today. Alright, next time, look out for voilavilo.fr. Sounds good. Matthias will be watching for you, buddy, for sure. Make sure to tweet at us so that we can bring in, tweet at us your setup before you race, so that we can bring it into the broadcast, and we can. I definitely want to see some of this in real life stuff that you guys are throwing into the virtual world. So, all right, everybody. As always, you know how it goes. Thanks for watching. Great job to every one of the racers that are out there, and ride on.